man who tracked her wife's phone and caught her cheating on him with a guy at a hotel. Wife asked for a separation last week. I was devastated. Even though she doesn't want to do couples therapy, I decided I was going to work on me. Show her I'm worth fighting for. I'm still in the house and I refuse to believe it's actually over yet. I will fight for her until I can't anymore. We have 2 wonderful children and I owe it to them to try. I also vowed to my wife that I'd always be there for her. I plan on holding that up until I don't have the choice anymore. I had my first session today and it was mostly backstory, where we're at, what led to this point. After talking for about 30 minutes, the therapist honed in on something. I seem to put up barriers around my wife, trying to hide parts about me that I don't want her to see, out of fear that she'll reject me, trying to make her happy by not upsetting her and actually being myself, flaws and all. Her advice at this point is to stay in the home. I can't be there for her if I'm not there. I need to remind her that I appreciate, accept, and acknowledge her. It may be a slow process. It may not work. But if I'm going to do what I can for this marriage, I have no other choice. She helped me realize just how much is going on in my wife's life that has her feeling rejected and less than, and how my attitude attributed to it even though it was unintentional. Also, she recommended that I start being transparent. Pull down the walls that I've built. Don't just go up to her and dump every little piece of my being, but allowing myself to be myself, flaws and all. My first instinct is to put on a show, pretend that I'm a perfect person to win her back. I have to be me. If that's not good enough, then so be it. No idea where this will go. May not make much headway right away if at all, but damn it, I'm going to try. So, a week ago, almost to the minute, she told me she wasn't happy anymore and wanted me to stay in the home so I could drive the kids to school and help with homework. Was out of left field. Was devastated. I wanted to do whatever I could to fix things. I loved her. When she told me she had 0 emotions, has been a complete tramp to me all week. But I refused to give up on the marriage. I figured the fact she wanted me to stay meant there was a chance. After pretty much the worst week of my life, I ended up having a panic attack this morning. She was going to the doctor and then to work. I had to pick up my day because she was going to stay at a friend's house. Well, I dropped my daughter off after finding confirmation from my wife's phone that she was at the very least involved in an emotional affair. She had left for her appointment. I couldn't go to work. I was not in a good place. I was at home when I heard the garage door. She was back, very concerned with the fact I was home. She said she came back to change. You left in work clothes, grabbed her overnight bag and left. So, she had turned off her Find My iPhone but not her location service. I was obviously assuming something was up. I called my brother as he's been a big help this last week. Found out she didn't go to work. She went shopping, then sat in her car for like 2 hours. I told my brother that she was probably waiting for this guy. He lives out of town. She finally moved and stopped at a hotel. I was right. I drove to the hotel and called her. Called her multiple times and she didn't answer. Sent her a text. Basically said, I know where you are. I know who you're with. And your actions will destroy the children. She waited until I left and sent the coldest string of messages I could have expected. No apologies. Just that she told me she wanted to separate so she doesn't know what I wanted her to say. Then said we're over. She waited a whole 6 days, I guess. I was admittedly freaked out. I wanted to know how long it was happening. Who knew? Probably out of spite, I called her sister. Asked her if she knew. She was absolutely shocked. So out of character for her. Then I called her friend. Her brother is the other man. She was shocked too. About 30 minutes later I get a text asking if I was calling her family. Was a satisfying trap of yes. Her plan of making me the bad guy was ruined. Her lies exposed. She tried to get mad at me for tracking her phone. I just replied back with an I was right. This started before the separation. She's been cheating on me, then turned around and tried to manipulate me to just make me feel bad. Literally flipped a switch and tried to make my life hell. Almost worked. To rope it off. After getting caught red-handed, her and this idiot went out like they were just on a date. She's still going to spend the night with him. To be honest, that doesn't even bother me anymore. Any love I had for her is dead. I had to get my kids after school and it's just me and them for the night. In the meantime, their mom is shacking up with a stranger a couple miles away. There's something seriously wrong with this woman. Tomorrow I have to tell the kids that their world is getting split in 2. I've started getting my stuff ready to move. Then I get to tell them tomorrow that I'm moving out. It's going to be really hard on them. And this is her gift to them. All I've ever given this woman is all of my love. And this is how it ends. She's throwing her family away over a midlife crisis for a guy who's already been married twice and has like 4 kids of his own. I envision this ending well. I'll be giving her the same treatment she's been giving me. I don't want an explanation or excuses. She probably doesn't want to give them to me anyways. It'll be a short conversation. I'm leaving. I'm telling the kids, here is my plan on supporting them for now. When I come to the house to see them, I don't want to see her. Like it all. I may throw in the fact that she disgusts me. Zero attraction left. But my family has been amazing. My brother is going to come back over after my daughter is in bed. I don't think I can be alone with my thoughts yet. I'm surprisingly upbeat at the moment, but I'm sure I'll crash. Still worried only about the kids though. She can keep the house but do not move out. Get an attorney and have her temporarily removed from the home. Once everything is settled, and you have a new place, only then move. Let her boyfriend have her. Let her live with his 4 kids. Let her family and friends see her for what she is. The fundamental thing to realize and a harsh truth is that you will not be able to make her realize how much she has hurt you, or convince her that she is in the wrong or make her show any empathy towards you. She flat out doesn't care anymore. She is in her own protective fantasy bubble, where you are the horrible husband who drove her to this, and her showing any empathy towards you would burst that bubble and make her be the bad guy. This person is no longer your wife. Regard anything she does and says with suspicion. She will lie, cheat, steal, be abusive, gaslight, and do things that you never thought the person you married would ever do. It may feel like she has totally changed as person, but what has actually happened is that she has revealed her true self to you. It will probably get worse. She may panic and try to come back. When you file for divorce, her affair breaks up. Lots of cheaters do. I cannot stress enough not to take her back, as it will only happen again later down the line. If she does try to come back when the affair breaks down, you need to realize that it is not out of feelings for you. Although she will probably attempt to convince you that this is the case, it's out of her own panic and self-preservation. She will be just using you. She has shown her true colors. Concentrate on your kids and getting a divorce started, and definitely don't move out of the marital home. It's going to be tough and really crap for a while, but it does get better. Lawyer up. If you have to borrow money from family or have the means to pay a top-notch attorney, it will pay off so much in the end. Be very careful, and I know that's easier said than done. Do not let her get under your skin. The only defense she could have against you now is that he's abusive. How could I not want to get away? But as always, these horrible humans will stop at no length to avoid accountability. Good luck. Until you have a signed decree or agreement, she will make you as miserable as possible, and you can plan on her stopping by the house solely to inconvenience you or grab things, but will take weeks to get everything out. It's all a ploy, and these scum human beings will get the karma they deserve when these guys see them for what they are and leave. So, what made up fantasy land does my wife live in where I can catch her cheating? Have her continue on with her encounter for the entire day while I go pick the kids up from school. Then, when I tell her I met with a lawyer and wanted to discuss how things proceed, and her response is anger, she starts slamming things and gets snarky with me. She said she wasn't in a hurry. Well, she made it pretty clear that day that we were done, by her actions and her words. Not that I would have taken her back anyways. So, I would think any sane person's response would be to start the process. This woman has lost her damn mind. Has shown zero empathy or remorse. Just trying to carry on with life with a newfound freedom without wanting to deal with any of the consequences. We have 2 kids that are devastated over their parents splitting up. It's like a damn alien has taken over her body, because she is not the woman or mother that I have known for the last 16 years. Not asking for my sake. I'm filing for divorce tomorrow and was just wondering if this will snap her out of her seemingly strong fog. To be honest, she's being a pretty crappy mom to our kids. Not bad enough for me to get primary custody, but just not interested in how this divorce is going to affect them. Not asking how they feel. Things just kind of went back to as close to the routine as possible at this point after we told them, and she has since just kind of carried on with her AP like everything is falling into place for her. She spends almost all of her free time in the bedroom on her phone. Her app of choice is Facebook. Happens to be how her and AP started secretly messaging each other a few weeks ago. My 15-year-old is really starting to resent her. For one, she is bothered that her mom doesn't seem the least bit bothered that everyone's lives are getting turned upside down. Has shown them no remorse and very little sympathy. Second, she knows what her mom has been up to and she's ashamed to be her daughter, she told me. This woman will be involved in my kids' lives for as long as they put up with her new craziness. Her and I are done. But I need her to snap back to reality for their sake. It just feels like she's so wrapped up in this new relationship that she's not able to see things that most capable mothers would see. She wasn't always this inattentive. When she started the shorty that lead to the PA, I noticed a stark change in her. Well, I'm finding out the kids did too. My 15-year-old broke down in tears the other day and told me she's mad at her mom because she doesn't think she loves them as much as I do. Honestly, she may be right. Is there a small chance that getting served with the reality of divorce gets her to pull her head out of her crap? The financial reality that she won't be able to stay in our house because I'm taking half the dollars out of it, or the fact she's about to lose 50% of her time with the kids. I think that is what is bothering my daughter the most. Mom is not emotional over the fact our family is getting split, has shown no sadness that she'll get the kids half time. In the meantime, whenever I talk to them about the future, I'm tearing up and just devastated that I won't see them every day. I finally got the drafts for the summons and all related documentation. Just need a couple more bits of info before I can drop it in her lap. Today I saw an overnight bag packed, going to visit her sick grandpa. Last time she used that one, she came stumbling through the door at 9 a.m. He is 3 hours away and she was obviously drunk. I decided I won't have a juicy time to drop the news on her like this until next weekend. So I decided I'd do it today and deliver the paperwork next week. For as cold as she's been, her reaction was about what I expected. I told her I don't believe her, that she's been lying to get out of the house every weekend. Told her if she wants to be with him so badly to just pack her stuff and move in with him. She obviously admitted no wrongdoing. Just pointed out the fact that what she does is none of my business. I explained that her leaving with no excuse as to why she's spending the entire night out is having a negative effect on the kids. She seems to think that it's normal for 41-year-old mothers to have sleepovers. Then instead of defending her behavior more, she decided to try and insult me, saying the kids don't even care when I'm out of the house. They don't even notice I'm gone or ask. I know better. The conversation went back and forth, mainly me letting her know that her behavior is awful and she's a terrible example to our kids. We landed at a discussion on the house where she tried to say it's hers. I had to explain natural assets to her, and then had to explain the buyout is based on current value, not what we paid. Then she told me that I need to get a life, that I'll need simmering to do because I'll only get the kids every other weekend. That's the point where I told her I have Ash attorney and filed for divorce last week. She can expect papers this week. She wasn't happy. Again, we were back into her odd behaviors and that she's not a very good person. She said her behavior must seem odd because she's finally happy. I closed by letting her know AP is a loser. Breaking up a family, married and divorced twice, engaged a third time. Asked her if she was looking to be wife number 3 and engagement number 4. That's when she stormed off. All in all, I was happy how it turned out. I got some stuff off my chest that I couldn't say while gray rocking. But her behavior was so disrespectful that I had to say it. I also now know what her intentions would be in the divorce, to take everything and have me paying child support. She's willing to destroy me financially and mentally for this guy. She still shows no remorse or guilt. Tried to gaslight me by saying I've been acting like an idiot the last month. Back to gray rock tomorrow, but for now I'm happy. Continue the gray rock and leave her in the affair fog until the divorce is done. Even if her intention is to take you for everything, she'll still be more willing to give in as long as she thinks she has this great life waiting for her after the divorce. If crap start to fall apart when AP realizes she's looking for a real commitment, don't fall for false reconciliation. What she may try to do is to halt or drag out this process while she tries to gain that commitment. If that happens, she'll bust out all the stops, including think of the kids, and try to turn this around and make you out to be the bad guy. Don't play that game. Continue with the gray rock. Never let her see you sweat. Not a drop. You and her are just business partners in the business of raising children. You need to be all business all the time. I don't agree with everything in the 180, but one thing I do subscribe to is to give them not attention when they leave or come back. Just be glad that their crap is gone. Don't say hello or goodbye. They are just an intruder stumbling through your life every so often. Just document all the time they aren't spending with the kids. That will come in handy. It is too late to undo the damage that this confrontation caused. But you can move forward from this point with more attention to what will and will not benefit you. Create a parenting plan. The earlier you get into the swing of structured co-parenting, the easier it will be. It will also give her myriad opportunities to F up. Give her a half of the week when she is unable to ditch the kids. Force her to be responsible. She needs to have a taste of what single motherhood will be like. Not just for spite, but because she will need the practice once the divorce is final. Be prepared for their dirty games. Maybe she will tell that you abused her, or hit her, or anything like that. From now on, if you talk to her, record it with your phone or with a recording device. If she then turns the story, you will have proof it is the other way around, and will make her not trustworthy. That could help in court. You did very well. Your wife will have something to think about over the weekend. and I'm amazed how well you're handling it. You should be proud of yourself. Your daughters are very lucky to have a father like you. You're a good man. Thank you so much for watching till the end.